Right, we go to the penultimate heat for DD2 Masters. And it was Carl Clibord that took the opening win this weekend. But as it was in Heat 2, let's have a look at your starting grid. So Martinas Stankiewicz and Christophe Capitain on the front row. Timo Haug and Christoph Adams. Row 2 representing Germany and the Netherlands. Belgium on the inside of row 3, courtesy of Carl Clibord, with Lithuania represented by Nicolas Mazinas. It's an all-German row number 4 with Michael Becker on 7th and Sebastian Humpelhardt on 8th, with Dominic Hummels representing the Netherlands in the 5-1-7 and the 5-7-0 of Germany's Tanja Yildiz bringing up the rear of the field. So the red lights ignite on the starting gantry for the penultimate heat out of 3 for DD2 Masters. Stankiewicz on pole. He'll be on the right-hand side of your screens at home. Alongside him will be Christophe Capitain as they slowly make their way in towards the tram lines. The revs now start to rise as the accelerators are pressed down. It's going to be a clean start. Good start by Stankiewicz as he leads the field. Timo Haug retired in the first race, but keeping his arm in second position as Carl Clibord looking to get past Christophe Capitain early. Christoph Adams having to go defensive as around the outside of him goes Sebastian Humpelhardt. And that's in for 6th position. The entire field now making their way through turn number 6. Hummels has dropped down to 9th position. As they make their way through in towards turn number 9. Oh, Christoph Adams gets caught a bit unawares there. It was from the 5.85 of Nicolas Mazinas. And he's now in front of Tanja Yildiz, so Christoph Adams drops to 9th. Side by side between Nicolas Mazinas and Dominic Hummels going into turns 1 and 2. And the SP Motorsport driver in the 5.17 gets past. At the front of the field, Martinas Stankiewicz being pressurised by Germany's Timo Haug. Christophe Capitain, Carl Clibord, Michael Becker and Sebastian Humpelhardt, and now the lead changes. Timo Haug up the inside of Stankiewicz. Come the end of the Europlan at turn 7 at the chicane. Christophe Capitain again looking to get through. Nearly opened the door for Carl Clibord. Michael Becker is waiting the wings, and now through turn 10. Nice move up the inside from Carl Clibord and parks it where he needed to get the best run through turn number 11. Now Christophe Capitain goes sideways, and Michael Becker has nowhere to go and is bumped backwards 180 degrees, and the back axle is bent on that kart. He will not be taking any further participation. It was a hard hit for Michael Becker, and he's out on the spot. So just 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Oh, Nicolas Mazinas nearly has the drama coming out of turn 6 whilst battling away with Sebastian Humpelhardt, who has now dropped behind. Well, it's all changed because now Dominic Hummels finds himself in 4th position. Timo Haug has pulled away to the tune of nearly half a second ahead of Martina Stankiewicz. Karl Clément is giving chase in 3rd. Sebastian Humpelhardt now in 5th place ahead of Nicolas Mazinas. Christoph Adams now in 7th. Tanju Yildiz. Now so Christophe Capitan, because of that sideways moment, finds himself in 9th place with Michael Becker eliminated due to the contact between him and Christophe Capitan going sideways and launching the comp car into the air so hard that it bent the back axle on the spot. And the amount of vibrations for Michael Becker was too much. It was not rolling true. And send there from Nicolas Mazinas up the inside of Sebastian Humpelhardt. Christoph Adams, like the steely veteran that he is just waiting to have his opportunity to get through. Humpelhardt again closing in to Mazinas, going through the exit of turn number 11. Yildiz, a few car lengths behind Christoph Adams. Christophe Capitan makes his way out of turn number 12. A bit of a disappointment. It's going to be more than likely for the Frenchman. Also been running in the BNL karting series at some points this year, and also the National Series de Karting. So, a well-known competitor in the French Rotax racing family. Sebastian Humpelhardt is trying to look to see if he can get past Nicolas Mazinas. At the moment, not quite happening, though, for the German driver. Now Timo Haug thought, well, I might be able to get away. A certain Martinas Stankiewicz has said otherwise, and now is starting to push. Karl Clément is keeping with them. Sideways going through turn 3 for Timo Haug at that point, whilst lighting up the rear tyres and putting the throttle down. Kept it pinned whilst keeping it sideways. So the race lead continues to be contested between Timo Haug, Martinas Stankiewicz and Karl Clément. So top 3 covered by just over 0.6 of a second. Sebastian Humpelhardt has set the fastest lap of the race, 54.759 for the German. Now Stankiewicz looking to start, anticipating where he can make the move, and he looks up the inside. Oh, that was a beautiful one there from Martinas Stankiewicz through on Timo Haug. He'll take the race lead on lap number 7. Top 3 last time around were covered by just over 0.6. I think that's going to be a little bit less this time, because look at how close Karl Clément is to Timo Haug. And out of the final corner, he's going to get the run on the 575. 3 and a bit tenths covered the top 3 as Karl Clément swings wide to the outside going into turn 2. As his approach going to look for turn 6 here. It might be very, very close indeed. Karl Clément bumps over the curves through turn 6. It unsettles the back end towards the right-hand side. It just kicked out the back end ever so slightly, but he managed to keep a hold of it. Now he's just going to have to wait for his next opportunity. So if he can get close to Timo Haug on this particular occasion, he might have a chance of getting through on the driver on the Parolin chassis. On this particular occasion, that won't transpire because he was the best part of nearly 0.3 of a second behind. So things are a little bit closer. Oh, Marzinas has a little bit of a moment there coming out of turn 2. And Sebastian Humpelhardt now retakes 5th position. But now, the battle between Timo Haug and Karl Klebor has accelerated in terms of intensity because Martinas Stankiewicz has pulled a considerable gap. It was nearly half a second. It's be a little bit further extended this time. Now, will Stankiewicz post the fastest lap time? Is the first thing I'm going to ask here. Doesn't, but goes nearly a 10th quicker than Timo Haug. Karl Klebor this time was less than a quarter of a second adrift of the 575 from Germany. And still keeping Timo Haug incredibly honest right now. So just over a minute to go, plus an additional lap. Martinas Stankiewicz trying to become the second different winner here today. Timo Haug was hoping he was going to get the opportunity to do so, but Stankiewicz now has started to pull away. Klebor that time was looking a little bit closer. Particular occasion, 35 seconds on the timer still to go. Is Karl Klebor going to get past is the big question that we really need to have answered here, but only Karl can provide that answer. Go on to the final lap, but Karl Klebor was very, very late on the brakes and had full commitment in the Kart Republic chassis underneath him. Martinas Stankiewicz will now see the last lap board for this time. Karl Klebor within 2.5 of a second once again. As all Sebastian Humpelhardt now has got past Dominic Hummels, and here comes Mikolas Marzinas also to try and see if he can get past the 517 from SP Motorsport. I'm just going to keep a quick eye on Karl Klebor and Timo Haug. Well, Timo Haug he had the waft a little bit there to assist him to pull away from Karl Klebor. So Humpelhardt has gotten through on Dominic Hummels. However, Mikolas Marzinas might not get through as our leaders make their way through into turn 10 for the final time. Karl Klebor is right there and then. Oh, touch between Hummels and Marzinas got away with that one very, very lightly indeed. Out of the final corner, Lithuania's Martinas Stankiewicz takes the victory. Timo Haug takes second. Karl Klebor takes third, with Sebastian Humpelhardt taking 4th position. Mikolas Marzinas after the touch with Dominic Hummels takes P5. Well, Christophe Capitan was able to get through and pass Daniel Yildiz. So 90% of the field finished the 12 laps of racing. So let's have a look at the results for Heat 2 for DD2 Masters. Lithuania's Martinas Stankiewicz winning by just over half a second from Germany's Timo Haug, who this time was able to get to the checkered flag. Karl Klebor in third, with Sebastian Humpelhardt in fourth. Mikolas Marzinas, Dominic Hummels, Christophe Adams and Christophe Capitan, who had that early tangle, in the race that saw Michael Becker eliminated on lap 2, with Daniel Yildiz coming in and finishing the full race distance. So going to have a look back over this race itself. Daniel Yildiz getting himself focused and ready to race. Nicolas Mazinas just waiting. And then the drivers would get themselves under starters' orders. It was a good start from Tankevicius in the 533 on the Birolart chassis. A little bit of side-by-side between Sebastian Rumpelhardt and Nicolas Mazinas going into turn 1. Christoph Adams trying to keep it pinned around the outside of Michael Becker, but would run a little bit wide. And then Mazinas catching Christoph Adams unaware, and then Dominic Hummels trying to go around the outside through into turn 11. And then this was the biggest one. So you can see the contact between the right rear wheel of Christophe Capitan and the right rear wheel. And there you see Michael Becker. That kart is going up and down. And that back axle severely bent. Becker having to retire the kart. This was the move that pretty much ensured that Martynas Tankevicius gets through. Sebastian Rumpelhardt and Nicolas Mazinas nearly coming to blows, and the Lithuanian having to get out of the way. Then this send here on Dominic Hummels, and skywards there for Nicolas Mazinas. He was lucky, as I said earlier, to get away with that one. But Martynas Tankevicius takes heat 2 in DD2 Masters.